How's it going, everybody? The season has been going for a few weeks now, so I guess it's time to present the list of undocumented changes. They've also announced new testing grounds, so we've got lots of things to test. This season's patch hasn't been all that big in terms of changes, but a few of them require a little bit of explanation to see their implications. As usual, thanks to everyone who submitted things that they think changed. Always appreciated. But let's get straight to it. Everyone's favourite, Lawbringer did get some insignificant damage nerfs, but another change that happened were to his input windows for his parry punishes. Both the light riposte as well as the ad mortem unblockable require you to basically buffer the input now. I didn't include impaling riposte here, as you've always had to hard buffer it to be guaranteed on the heavy parry anyways. There never was a reason to delay. Consequences here are that Lawbringer's out of stamina parry punish changed. You used to delay the riposte and hit your opponent while he was falling down already. Now you can't do that anymore because you'd interrupt the knockdown. His new punish is now either a delayed light into heavy, or if you have the stamina for it, it's zone and then a top heavy. You always want to try and hit the top heavy as it stuns your opponent. And as it stands at the moment, Lawbringer has by far the best stun mix-up in the game. Why the input window got changed, I'm not entirely sure. I don't really see a reason for it, but oh well. Moving on, Smoke Bomb. I'm not 100% sure about this change. When you are in smoke, it basically functions like a stun, so your screen has a blurry effect. What seems to be new is that if you enter the smoke, you actually get the stun flash now. You can repeat that by leaving and re-entering. I asked around, but no one was absolutely sure. If anyone has pre-patch footage of this, feel free to send it my way. Next up, something that was supposed to be fixed, but hasn't. Raid boss HP. I made an entire video about it. But the health bar is still bugged if you go over a certain threshold. It looks like you have an insane amount, but you actually don't. The bars no longer represent 25 HP, but progressively less the more HP you have. As I've mentioned in the initial video, the UI should be clear, and I hope they just forgot to add the fix in the patch. Next, Aramusha is already the talk of the town at the moment, so I have something new about him. I don't know how long that has been a thing, but Max discovered this recently. Aramusha's 4th out of lock light is 400 milliseconds. Only the 4th? And well then the 8th and the 12th and so on. This has basically no implications to gameplay whatsoever, but I still think it's quite funny. Fear the 400 ms light minions. Now, for a little bit of a peculiar thing, I'm sure everyone who played on maps with levers has noticed this already, the little bounce when you get on it or when you pull it. That's new with the most recent patch. I initially wanted to test whether this bounce actually moves the hitbox, and maybe you can avoid attacks with it by sheer dumb luck. But it turns out that it's client-based. Maybe it's a method to sync up players, but then why would I myself be bouncing around on my own screen? So not everyone will see the little jump, only some, and it's also not consistent as you can see here. So I'd say just a graphical glitch, nothing major. Highlander got one of his issues back. In the last undocumented changes video I said it was fixed, but you guys said it's still there, but just happens way less often now. Well, it's back now and easily recreatable. You leave offensive stance randomly when spamming lights and guard change. Now for two things that were mentioned in the patch notes, but not everyone might have understood what that means for the character. First, Tiandi. The character can now delay the top tiger dodge by an additional 100 ms. This means that Tiandi can now get the attack on a landed kick. Max delayed light input guarantees it. Well, not consistently. Senka did lots and lots of testing here, and I will put the list of characters it works on the screen. There are minuscule differences, and some can block it, on others you hit wake up armor which makes it unsafe unless changed, and so on. You get the idea. The other character I want to talk about is Hitokiri. Her forward, left and right throws now have an additional 0.25 meters of range. This means she can get wall splats from farther away, which then means that she can get her fully charged heavy on forward and on right throw. Left throw uses a different animation and we couldn't get it. Even on a not maximum distance throw, the parry window is quite small. You look at a similar thing as Raider's Zone after a wall splat knee. A little bit of practice and you'll get it, unless it was actually max distance. And the last thing, changing settings for custom games has been standardized between controller and mouse and keyboard. You used to only have to move the sliders with controller, but now you also need to confirm the input. This threw me off the first time I had to set up a game. Alright, one more. The Assassin's Creed execution, Requiescat in Pace, got changed. The blade now is misaligned, which causes it to look weird on small targets. It's mostly female characters. It no longer properly connects with the neck. But yeah, that's it. There weren't any major issues this time, just a few minor things. If you got more, feel free to share them on Discord. We have a special channel just for those. With that said, I hope the video was helpful. Thanks for watching. Laters, everybody.